This is the girl, Jayme. Um, and they found her, or she broke loose from the captor. And I'm going to go ahead and put this up. They're telling about it, and it's got all the news. Her name's Jayme Close, I believe, and it's Barron County where she got to. She got loose from her captor, and they have said his name is Patterson. I don't know his first name. I'm going to go ahead and say this because, well, the Barron, that's part of the link. The Wisconsin's where my mother, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, was born. The O'Keefes, Madison, Wisconsin. Patterson, if that's correct, who they've arrested, don't know his first name, for her kidnapping, is Sheriff Patterson. Goes back to the name Sheriff Patterson, who, after I was almost murdered April Fool Day of 80, that in the condition I was in, he did a background check for me to go to work for Fred Simpson, the district attorney of Madison County, Huntsville, Alabama. I went to work for him. I passed in the condition I was in. And I want to go back, or not back, but forward to the November of 81, when Lina Dempsey and Sheriff Patterson helped with it, tried to kill me again, because she was afraid that if my book got published, that people would find about her killing Peggy and Carl, the twins, born out of wedlock, and they gave me Peggy's name. My name's Margaret Ann Windsor. My father's Edward VIII, who married Claudia Ruth O'Keefe from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin. My aunt's Georgia O'Keefe. So, hey, Wisconsin, you ever think about my mom in Georgia and the O'Keefes? They're also happy I'm watching it. Everybody's so hyped up and they're so glad, and they've got all these nice things to say, and they're saying how much it took for her to they're going into that. And I'm not saying it didn't. Those words have rarely ever been said to me, and some of it may have been said by a few YouTube friends and a couple of Facebook. More often, and very often, was, I don't want to hear it. I'm going to live my life and my kids. I don't care about the Illuminati as long as we can. I don't care don't want to hear what you have to say. Don't care what happened to you. I mean, it's been a trip into hell finding out what people can be like. Now there's a few friends on YouTube, a few on Facebook, and I'm going to say now, I mean, maybe nothing will come of this now. Fairfax, Virginia, that's where FBI, well, anyway, I don't know why I'm bothering. I was just going to put up this stuff about the Watergate hearings and the Henry Kissinger, the Illuminati kidnapped me, took down my father, Edward VIII, and it gets into all this mess that the Watergate hearings, and where Henry Kissinger, on the 18.5-minute gap, is where they're ordering the lobotomy. I want to hear what his first name is here. Hold on a minute. And I'm going to put this up in this.
From the public and from law enforcement. What does that mean?
So it could mean anything. Astonishing news, Kate, as you and I discussed it here. I mean, this is an anomaly. 88 days after
88 days.
Horrific slaying of her parents, a 13-year-old girl.
88 days.
She helped contribute to her own escape.
She found.
I was perplexed by that as well. This was a.
I don't know if I'm.
It was the Barron County Sheriff's Office, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
It was all over the news, and they knew her. I could walk out here, and people would tell me to get out of the way.
First of all, 2 counts of homicide, 1 count of kidnapping, I assume there'll probably be some superseding charges
Well,
once she's had the
this guy,
opportunity
I'm going to go ahead and say it, Patterson, that killed her parents and kidnapped her, he was programmed. I mean, I know this one.
Was she a love interest of his? Had he had any contact with her prior to that? Did he use any type
And
of
they ask why. They're saying here the cops are that she's the only target. It wasn't the parents. And they're right, it's her name.
Interesting to see how that plays out. The other piece of this is the technology aspect. We've come a long way from blood typing and latent fingerprint harvesting.
But you won't tell about mind control because it would lead to me. Finish your story up here, fella. This is, I don't know who that is. James Gagliola, and he's in law enforcement. Okay, if I'm babbling a little bit, maybe this is the end of it, and maybe all this is told. And what are you going to say, people? The press that's Illuminati controlled, and what you've done, and I'm 80 years old. I hope Mark and Scott, my children, are alive. I pray they are. And I really found out what you're all like, most of you. A few of you were nice. A few of you helped me here with the help of the Brits, and I do know that they did. You can't know how I feel. You're detestable. You are so detestable. Not just CNN. I went to them begging, and my husband did when I did that book in Atlanta, and Larry Flint was shot. I keep saying this. I ran in a campaign to replace Congressman Dr. Larry McDonald I wrote about. Because, well, I know I get a lot of not calls, but on this about, hey, lady, you're walking my shoes one time, and I hope and pray that this is it, that it's over. And all this is told, and I said it would be nice to go back and reconvene the Watergate hearings in the 18.5-minute gap where they've got me on the table, going to lobotomize me, and this is April Fool's Day of 80. Maybe you'll even get to see that if I'm lucky, and all the other times and what was done to me and my sons.